A strong woman never feels lonely, even if she is alone. She walks alone, not because she has no one to walk with, but because she has found something rare in the stillness of her own footsteps. While the world is busy chasing connections to fill the silence, she has learned to sit in that silence and find herself. Alone doesn't scare her. She chooses to be alone, not because she has no one to love, but because she refuses to lose herself again in the name of love. She has learned that not every touch is tender and not every presence is peace. She's done dimming her light to be accepted, done shrinking to fit into spaces too small for her spirit. So she rises, quietly, courageously, and in that rising, she begins to discover a joy that isn't dependent on anyone else showing up. In her solitude, she explores. She reads pages that speak her truth. She walks steps that lead inward. She listens to music, to wind, to her own heartbeat. The more time she spends with herself, the more she realizes she is not missing anything. She is becoming everything. There were nights she cried into her pillow with no one to hold her. Mornings she woke up with swollen eyes and tired hope. But through it all, she never stopped choosing herself. She stitched her wounds with grace, learned to breathe through the ache, and kept showing up for her life. Not to prove a point, but because that's who she is. A strong woman doesn't fear being alone because she knows the strength it took to get here. She's not looking to be saved, she's looking to be seen. And if no one sees her, so be it. She will keep blooming anyway, because her validation comes from within. Her joy is self-sourced. Her life is no longer a waiting room, it's a journey, walked by her own feet, defined by her own terms. What she enjoys most in solitude is the freedom to feel without filter, to laugh without performing, to cry without apologizing, to just be without needing to explain. There is a rare kind of magic in being fully yourself, without the noise of expectations, and she lives in that magic, daily. She remembers the time she felt lonely in a room full of people. That taught her. Loneliness isn't about being alone, it's about not being understood. Now in her own company, she feels deeply seen, because she finally sees herself. And that connection, soul to soul, is the most intimate one she's ever known. She could be in a relationship. She could have chosen comfort over truth, presence over peace. But she didn't. She walked away from anything that asked her to betray herself, because nothing, not even love, is worth the cost of losing your voice. She would rather be alone in truth than connected in compromise. Her strength doesn't roar. It whispers. In the way she forgives without closure, in the way she shows up when no one claps, in the way she carries her own weight and still offers others kindness. She doesn't fight the world. She transforms herself. Every morning she chooses peace over chaos. Not because her life is easy, but because she has mastered the art of letting go. Letting go of people who don't grow. Letting go of roles that don't fit. Letting go of stories that no longer define her. And with each release, she becomes lighter, freer, true. And maybe that's what makes her intimidating. She needs no one, yet she chooses deeply. She doesn't chase, she attracts. She doesn't demand, she inspires. She doesn't beg for space. She becomes the space others crave, because wholeness has a gravity of its own. Her resilience is quiet but unshakable. She's adapted 100 times to 1,000 things she never asked for. And yet here she is, soft but solid, tired but undefeated. She's proof that you can be gentle and powerful all at once, that grace and grit can live in the same soul. You may look at her and wonder, how does she do it? How does she smile with so much weight on her shoulders? How does she keep giving when the world keeps taking? The answer is simple. She doesn't seek strength. She builds it every day, every breath, every quiet decision to keep going. And if you've ever feared being alone, look at her. She turned solitude into sanctuary. She turned silence into symphony. She turned her pain into power. And maybe you can too, because inside you lives the same fire. So the next time you see a woman alone, don't assume she's broken. She might just be healing. She might be in her most powerful season. Because a strong woman never feels lonely. Even if she is alone, she is not waiting. She is arriving, fully, completely, unapologetically, as herself.